Hello family, welcome to Carol Living. We are still talking about amazing design, interior, eco design, and today I'm bringing you one of my most inspiring content that I have seen. It's an eco cottage. Why am I inspired to share this? One, it's a very small space that was designed and curated to sit in an environment as if it was not there. It's an eco cottage and it's designed like in a forested park. And I feel like this is synonymous of most of our spaces that are either in the upcountry space, or you have a piece of land and you've planted trees and you're thinking, how will I put maybe a home here, either it's transitional home, retirement home. This can be something that can inform those decisions in a way that is more curated to the life you will live in that space, not the life you dream, not the life of the life that indicates just like without information. One thing I realized that we design spaces sometimes not in line with what we need. If you are a young family, design a space for a young family with your children running about, spaces for them to sleep, play, and be entertained. If you're an older couple with children that are getting out of the house into campus and going away to be independent, have a space that only gives you the need for the dailies. And then maybe if you have a bigger space, it can be transitional. You can transition it into either guest spaces or rental spaces, something that still works and addresses the optimal utilization, but yet it's not just there left open and you are giving it so much cost of maintenance, cleaning. It's just bulky. You are empty nesters and there's no one in there. Yeah, so this eco cottage, for me, the inspiration was that it's a small space but well done. It's like a class A design project, but yet it's a very tiny space. It can be something that someone can do for retirement. I know that I would love something like this in my retirement. Now, it's an eco cottage. It's located in the park, forested park. It's nestled in the park. So when you approach this cottage, and the way the designer approached it, it was that it's just one bedroom cottage. It has a kitchen area. It has a terrace upstairs, like above, like a suspended terrace, and then it's just roofed with just basic corrugated iron sheet. That's very accessible to all of us here in this country, especially or in the region. Now, its access, it was like in a slopey ground, and I loved the dynamics or the play onto the ground or the terrain of the land. It was being accessed by a slope. So what they did, the designer ensured they just put steps. Like, look at the steps accessing the cottage. They are just steps that feel like they are part of the ground. They are mostly weathered board, and they're just like they have been installed maybe on a concrete base, and they approach the space, but the steps, the brownness of the steps look like the grass that is already existing. That is a design concept right there, just being taught to us, designing the space as if it already exists in that green park. Now, when you look at the access, you access it through those little brown steps. Of course, there's trees around. It's just like, it's like a nest in that forest. Trees around it. You approach the cottage. It is itself the facade. It's brown in color. It's black in color. Like they have juxtaposition brown and black on the exterior. The textured surfaces, like the boards that I've used are like textured, you know, so they are vertical lines and then a kind of a steel plate on the left side of as you approach it. It's two level because there is a level where there is the bedroom, kitchen, and I think some periphery verandas, and then there is the upper level, which is just basically the terrace on a half of that cottage. Now, when you access it just by steel stairs, like literally metallic stairs, very cagey, very easy to make, and like I could say these are like some of the most low cost kind of stairs you can make. You approach it through metallic stairs, and they have made sure that all around it, that cage is just like around in such a beautifully geometric way, like it's like boxed as if those stairs are part of that cottage. Now, when you approach it, on your extreme left, they located a bank, like it's just in our language to be a VIP toilet. It's a washroom. It's just a toilet, like a VIP, like it's earthy, like it's not a waterborne toilet. This is a park. They're making sure sustainability is critical, so they're not running lines of water. This is just a VIP toilet, but notice how it has been built. It's been built as a concrete bunker. It has a glass door. On its side there is a little sink. Outside of it, on a rear side, there is a little sink, and there is a mirror above that sink. But all of them look like they're not there. The mirror like it reflects the trees in the environment. It looks like it's not there, but yet it's there. Now, it was just a bit, I think, a few feet away. You know how VIPs are. You have to be located at least 10 meters. And they really did that 10-meter kind of distance from the main space. But it's accessible anytime, because it's accessible on the stair, or on the caged walkway. Now, when you look at the other side of it, there is a bathroom. On the other side, you follow the cage walkway, and there is a bathroom. Now, the bathroom is just like, it's just like a metallic assembly of plates, and then there is a shower. But the coloring is silver. They have made sure they have just used very, very, very muted tones. They kind of match through the environment as if they are not there. So they have put there the shower. Of course, there's a little bit of privacy, but it's just perfect. It's just a shower for a person standing in there. You do what you need to do, and you get out. But it has everything they need. It's a shower, and then there isn't even drainage. You just shower, and that water just falls maybe under the soak pit into the environment. There is no exotic drainage or anything. Yeah. Now, when you look around, of course, beyond its color, there are trees around it. Like, you find trees are so close to it. It's just like a nest in there. It's like a box in there. So, however, the utilization of this cottage was meant to ensure that they maximize nature. It's like you're inside, but you're also outside at the same time. It's a design concept, indoor, outdoor living, and the person in a park would live in it in a way that they enjoy maximally. When they're inside, they feel like the park is still around them. It's still with them. Now, you enter the access, the doors, they are amazing. The doors are just normal wooden doors. However, like, they have made sure the knobs look like they're like a tree trunk of sorts. The knobs, for me, they took away from the fact that they used the design in the forest on the knobs. Both the entry knob as you enter, also the inside knob, they're the same. They're a pair, and they're like tree trunks. They're like a little branch cut off of the tree. When you look at the kitchen, of course, it's a wooden kitchen. It's just, they've made sure that you just enjoy the raw feeling of the wooden kitchen. And this is in such a way that it's just in keeping with the Kiwina forest anyway. So the wood is very raw looking. Maybe it's just like polished, matte polish on it. They have given you both closed cabinetry down, and then they've given you the upper cabinets. They have minimized, because it's a small space, they have made sure they have minimized the accessories. It's just exactly what someone needs to be in it. A few glasses, a few bowls, a few plates, a few little accessories just for utilization, maybe for a weekend getaway. It's not a family space, honestly. It's just like more like a couple space, not so much everybody. But you could use the concept for even a family spaces. You just increase the sizing. Now, the kitchen is teeny tiny, and then it's open plan. So after the kitchen, you go to the bedroom. Notice what they've done with the bedroom. Still, they have maintained the wooden boards that they have used in the kitchen. They have used it on the bed. They have used covers and duvets that are partly white, partly green, but they are just a blend into the environment. Notice that most of this, both the kitchen and the bedroom, have big wide, they call them mirror windows that are openings that look like mirror. They look like art. So they can be called art windows. Others are mirror windows, but I would use art. So like the window glass is so big and placed, like it just looks into the environment. Those are not even opening, but they're just fixed glass. And notice that they would have placed curtains here, but they decided not to put curtains. They have put shutters. So the shutter goes up when you want it away, when you're sleeping and you want some privacy. The shutter comes down. It is there, but it's as if it's not there. It's a design concept, yeah. And when you look at the tone on tone, the play of the daytime and nighttime, you notice that the lighting is very muted. It's very basic. It gives you dim light, it gives you moody light, it gives you I'm just trying to be cozy. So it's not bright. It's not like task light. It's not like I'm reading. No, it's just basic. I am chilling. I'm looking in the environment. I'm just resting. So all of internal has been designed with very the wooden tones, but also the dark tones. You notice that the bedroom is a real dark tone. It mimics the tone on the external walls, but it's the dark tone. No, I could say they just use so few tones here. I can only see the wood tone, the brown tone, the black tone. And the browns are just the tin kind of brown and then the other darker brown. So it's just two kinds. And they just made sure those were muted. The lighting are majorly mood lights. I'm not seeing so much of the task lights, just mood lights. But there is a, in the shelves, you notice that there is a little ball lamp that can be a task light. You want to read, you can come, it can move near you and you read. When you look at the veranda on the, we say that when you went to the right, there was a bedroom. Now on the left is a veranda. Now the veranda is a covered veranda. That means it can be multi-purpose. It can be used while it's covered. It can also be used while it's open. The windows on the veranda are just normal wooden, like hinged. You open it, you peek into the environment, you close it if it's raining. Notice that it's an overhang window. It opens in this direction. So it's an overhang window whereby when it rains, it still also serves to shade as if it's a roof. So it serves multiple purposes, as an overhang for shading if it rains and it's open, but also as a window opening should they really want to open it at 180 angle. Of course, it has clear hinges that help it to open better. The veranda is covered. It can be covered, it can be open. You can utilize it for viewing, for sitting, for dining. It's all those things. I've used wood that has a little bit of space. So this wood covers it, but at the same time it gives venting. The wood is spaced, so like those little lines in there give venting without you doing so much. I love the way the juxtaposition when you see three rooms together. You notice actually that the geometry of the openings is on one face, is on the front face. So through the veranda, you can view the environment. At the sitting area, like the in between, I could say the kitchen area front, which is in between the bedroom on one end and the veranda on one side, there is a whole viewing window where you can just view the environment. In the bedroom on the bed, you can view the environment on two sides, at the front and on the rear end. And then they've added something different. On the rear end, they've even put a window seat. So you're free to just nestle over there and read a book and still be viewing the environment on that end. And of course, you're able to view the bathroom on that end as well, just to ensure that that's also part of the artistic view. And I know what is unsaid here is where is the storage of this bedroom, but I would say behind that bed, I would assume behind that bed is where the storage is of clothes. You can put a simple rail and hang clothes behind. It's closed. And also behind the bed there is a vent, like the vent window. You notice that there is a vent window. It's not part of the view, but it's there. It's a vent. It serves the cross ventilation, but at the same time it's just an opening. And when you look at it, honestly, it was one of my most mesmerizing cottage I've seen. It's very simple. Materials used are very, very, very simple. It's wood, it is tin, it's weatherboards. Weatherboards are normally a composite material. The combination of it can be cement and maybe paper. It can be cement and wood chipping. Weatherboards are normally composite material that can weather the environment. This cottage, at least from my research, is located in a tropical environment. It's tropical, so it mimics most of African temperature. It can exist in any of our parts of the African continent because we are predominantly tropical. So I thought it can address all these concepts of the material use, materiality, the location, greening the space. Like they kept the space so green without destroying. You notice that the grounds have nothing except the periphery veranda. There's nothing that destroyed it. They kept with the sustainability. Sometimes we go to the village and we think those VIP latrines, they are off, but they can be a sustainable concept as long as you ensure you do it scientifically. And then also the showers just being nicely done. It mimics our showers that could be like with banana fibers around it, but yet it just does that. It's just like it's sustainable material, it's durable, no one can, like it gives you the privacy, but also it's durable and fits within the environment. Yeah. So I could go on and talk. The ceilings were clear. They only put a ceiling in the bedroom. Actually, they put a ceiling on the kitchen where it holds a terrace upstairs, but it's just corrugated iron sheet exposed on the veranda and even in the bedroom. I can imagine if it rains, you just listen to the rain and it's just part of the story. The veranda, there's a small little veranda around, little mood lights around it. It's just like that nest in the forest. Me, I would call it a nest. When you go upstairs on the terrace, there is chairs to view into. Of course, this was a cottage that is in a park. It's also viewing a lot of water. I mean, a water body, so they just made sure that they maximize that view. Think about being in the bush. You're not going to want to be in a bush, and you're in a bush maybe at night and you're worried, oh, there's a snake that could just come through here. So they decided to suspend this terrace such that you don't have any fear for the snakes, because it's suspended upstairs, and all the materials are such that no reptile is running on them, because they heat up and they cool. No reptile is running on those materials. But at the same time, you can enjoy the environment at night, dinner, sit down and chill, drinks, anything. It's a winning cottage. Very tiny, teeny tiny, by the way. So I just felt like I could share how they use it. Of course, there is people that peek through it, sitting. I want to also pay homage to the way they did the gutter. They made sure that there is a gutter that brings down the storm water to the environment. They're not keeping it. You could put a tank to keep it, but here they just said, you know what, even the rain just goes to the environment. So they put a chain that runs from the spout that brings from the gutter, from the storm water. It's just a chain. It's where the water passes all the way to a stone in the ground. They were not trying to do anything fancy. They're like, you know what, when we are here, we are good. Yeah, so I just feel like I needed to share the design concept for this cottage. It mimics something that is doable. It mimics materials we can use in this environment. It's something that is very low. It's low maintenance, but it's also low cost, because it's a small space. So anyone like me, I can dream to design this for myself one day when I'm retired and my kids are flying in their dreams in the world. I can do this and just make sure I have a retirement space, but that's also like restful. So it serves the purpose of serenity that we all long for at some points in our lives. Either it's a break for the weekend, if it's you're doing research and you need the quietness, or for many of us who just like the serenity. I love very quiet spaces, forested spaces. This would be something that I would adopt and be a part of my living. So thank you so much for listening, and please comment below. What do you think? What are you going to take away from this cottage design? What are you going to take? What concepts could you borrow for this cottage design? Keep it at Carol Living, and thank you so much for listening.